Hi everybody, it's Adam the OT back yet again with another very fun, super simple and highly effective activity that's perfect for home learning and teletherapy. Now over the last week I've had heaps of requests from parents and therapists for all sorts of activities, but more than anything else people have been asking for sensory play ideas, specifically sensory messy play ideas that we can do at home, or how do you do messy play through teletherapy, where I'm going to show you a good one. In fact, I'm going to show you two good ones to do with that. One's very simple and one's a little more complex but is very spectacular. Okay, so all we'll need for this, we'll need again a little medical disposable glove. I'm using these because most of my families have boxes of these at home now. It's become a part of all our lives. We need shaving foam. Shaving foam's a very nice messy play medium because it's relatively easy to clean up because it dries and wipes off. It's very easy to clean up this time because we're going to put it inside the glove. Okay, shaving foam, not shave gel, because we want it to have that foamy squishy texture. Okay, for the first one we're going to need any small little items. For the second one we're going to need some colors like our paints here. Finger paints or poster paints are fine. Okay, so we're going to take, you can imagine what I'm going to do with this. I'm going to take the glove, I'm going to put the squishy stuff inside the glove, and then the child's hand goes in afterwards. So some of my kids are a little defensive. So new textural experiences, they kind of enjoy them a lot. They need that sensory input, but sometimes there's a little apprehension if it's very new or very strange. I have this balance between fun and fear. If I get the fun hitting straight away, it can get over the fear factor. Okay, so I want this to be fun immediately, to be highly motivating straight away, and this one kind of is. So I've got the glove. You can do it as simply as just put the shaving foam in the glove and child's hand goes straight in, and that's all you have to think about. Fine. I'm going to make a little objective to it. So I've got these little, any small manipulatives. So these are like little pop beads. I'm going to take one bead at a time. I'm going to pop a bead in the bottom of each finger. So just let a bead drop into each little finger. It doesn't matter if you mix them up or get a bead in two fingers by mistake, but do your best to get one in each finger, just because it makes a nice little balance. And there's a purple one in the ring finger. I'm going to fit it in. Beautiful. And one in the first finger, and one in the thumb. So I've got one in each finger. Again, this is kind of being a bit more fancy. You can just do it with the shaving foam, it's fine too. I'll shake up the shaving foam to make sure it's nice and foamy. I'm going to spray inside. Give a good little spray. Alright, maybe a little bit more. Perfect, okay? And here's the fun part. Now, I recommend you do this yourself just to get a feeling for how weird and amazing this sensation is. Here goes, okay? I want to put my hand in through the shaving foam. Through each finger. Oh my God. And right up, and you'll feel the little guys at the end. You can click your fingers together like little maracas. It feels nicely. To contain it a little better, just take a rubber band and wrap it around the wrist. Fantastic. Okay, dokie. Now what I'm going to do before I start to I'm going to try and get these little pop beads out of the glove without taking it off. But before I do that, I want to get the child to paint their hand. So just by squishing, do you see the way the foam is kind of expanding around the glove and the back of the glove? I'm going to get them to use their hand to move around more, to paint their whole hand in white. If there's any bits of skin missing, or any bits of skin that aren't painted, let's move the foam around. The rubber band helps you keep it all inside the glove. Move it up towards the fingers. I squish each finger so they can feel all that squishy, lovely shaving foam moving over their skin. It actually is weirdly good as almost like a little canvas as well. So you can cover the back of the hand. If I move the rest over to the back of the hand. And you can use it like a little whiteboard. You can even draw on the back of your hand. It's kind of cool, okay? But it's a very nice, just kind of failure-free activity. As soon as they're in this position, they're getting this really intense sensory experience the whole time. Feel free to let them explore that, make little shapes, they make little impressions like that, you see? This feels really weird and really cool at the same time. You can put anything like little textural objects inside here and start moving around their hands. That's kind of what I'm going to do with these guys. So now I'm going to use my other hand to try and work these little beads down towards the wrist. So first, I'm going to move them into the palm. Oh, and he'll feel it against his skin there. See, you can move them around. Okay, and then I'll take the next one and I'll move it down. Move it down. Very nice. I have different shapes of these pop beads, so I have some kind of spiky ones, I have some bumpy ones, some bigger ones, and you can use all different shapes. This works, I've done this really well with the Lego man as well, where I pulled the Lego man to bits and put each arm and each leg and his head and his body and different fingers. And then they have to put them back together. So all my little beads in the middle of the pan now. Now I move this one. Move him down. Oh, come down, you little guy. Here we go. You see him moving down too. Marvelous, okay? Then you can get them to chase each other, so you'll feel them moving around. I can move them around to the back of the pan. And as they move, they kind of push the shaving foam with them. Fantastic. Okay, you can get them to make little shapes with them. Then I'm going to try and get them to push them out of the glove. Okie dokie. So I'm going to push them over to the edge and they just pop out. Oh, one. And leave them down. You can have a little towel to the side there if you want. And push them out one at a time. Two. There's the pink. And push, 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 push. Three. So we rescued all our little guys. And four. He just hops out from under the rubber band. And one more. Five. Amazing. Okay, then we can keep this glove on. We can even do lovely fine motor stuff with this glove on our hand. That every time we move, we get that new rushy sensation. So I'm going to take my little pop beads that are still covered in foam. I'm going to try and pop them together. Oh, and because they're covered in foam, they'll be really slippy and kind of tricky to do. So it makes it more silly and makes it more challenging. If they're really struggling with it, you can have a towel on the side as well to try and get them, make it a little bit easier to dry them off. I'm going to try and do it without the towel. Lovely. And next. And last one. Perfect. And we put them all back together. Okay, so that's my little beads. Now, I'm going to pause it there, guys. And I'm going to show you the cool way to take this off without the mess now. So you see, it's still pretty well contained. And I haven't even rolled my sleeves up. There's no shaving foam on me, apart from a tiny bit in my fingers over in this hand, just as I took the beads out. Alright, now let's show you how to take it off with another big sensory boost and no mess. Okay, so we've gone over to the sink. We still have our glove in our hand here. Alright, squish, squish, squish. What we're going to do now is take the rubber band off. Alright, instead of pulling your hand out and kind of making a bit of a mess, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let the faucet run. I'm going to turn on the tap. I'm going to pull open the glove. I'm going to make my hands into a fishbowl. Okay, so I'm going to pull up my glove and let the water fill up the whole glove like a balloon. You can see the water filling it all up. Then let the child kind of experience that for a second. It feels like your hand is floating. You can feel the water going into all the fingers. As it pours over the top, it's just taking the foam out, but it's taking it into the sink, so it doesn't matter. You'll see the white begin to disappear. They're erasing all the rest. And then fill it up one more time. Keep it full, and just let their hand slip out. Rinse the rest of the shaving foam off. You've got your little glove, but you can have a little play with and feel it. Feels kind of funny and silly too. And when you're finished, just let it go into the sink. Rub off the last bits of foam. And there you go. And that's nice because it makes the cleanup part of the fun as well. Awesome. And that's it, guys. That's the little shaving foam inside the glove, the first one. I call that one finger finders, or foamy finger finders actually, because we have the messy hands, and we have a little objective to find small objects. But the purpose of it is getting that quite intense sensory experience, that tactile sensation all over the palms and the back of the hand, and it's sustained for quite a long time because the child will find this. Most of my kids find this really motivating, and because you have that initial novelty factor of whoa, this feels really strange, and then they'll get a little giggly. This happens in every session. They'll have a giggle about it, and then they'll gradually explore. And that, when you see the child become motivated to explore the task and expand it further themselves, that's brilliant. You can take any little small manipulative, like I say, you can use a dice or a little small toy or a Lego man and put him inside and try and bury him in the foam and then try and discover him out of the foam. You can even put little stickers or something on your hand. That's another nice one. Put a sticker on the back of your hand and then try and back to your fingers and then try and clear them off. Try and find them inside the foam and clear them. Okay, that's another nice one. Now the second part of this I'm going to show you is the rainbow hands. Okay, I'm going to do that in a little follow-on video. Okay, that'll be part 2 of the little sensory foam hands, and I'll share that one tomorrow. Okay, but for now, Adam the OT.